10 cats. You do the math. It's Rachel Riley. Wham Bam Thank You Jam. It's Jamali Maddox. And their team captain, Rob Beckett. And facing them tonight, straight out of Successville, it's Tom Davis. Hey, Sarah Sarah, it's Sarah Pasco. And their team captain, Aisling Bea. Now, welcome your host, Jim Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 40% of Britons have trouble getting to sleep? Not my girlfriend. She can fall asleep at the drop of a trouser. 20% of British OAPs are unhappy. We don't know about the other 80% because no one's visited in a while. And according to scientists, ironing burns 157 calories an hour. But that can't be true. Otherwise, why is your mum so fat? Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Aisling's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about?
Well, I'd say it's our dear old pal in America, Lord Trump, the evil. He has fired James Comey, who's the head of the FBI, for investigating Trump into what was some probably dodgy dealings with Russia. And so now he's fired him in quite a dramatic way. And I'd say even Kim Jong-un's a bit like, come on, mate, this is a bit bad.
The guy found out on the news. Like, he found out on the news. He's the head of the FBI. Like a spy.
Yeah.
He also thought it was a prank. But I actually like the idea that it would have been a prank. And Trump would have just phoned him an hour later going,
I think Trump misses The Apprentice and just wants to fire someone on telly again.
Yeah.
He wrote this really weird letter that said, it's definitely nothing to do with Russia, and thank you for not investigating me. I'm not being investigated, you're fired. Nothing to do with that, have fun.
He's basically doing the political equivalent of like, hey, guys, look over there.
So whatever country, it's always Russia, isn't it? That Putin's a right nosy bastard, isn't he? If he was your next-door neighbour, he'd be popping his head over the fence, wouldn't he? If you live next door to Putin, he's like, oh, got a new barbecue, have you? Yeah. You can see it, 'cause you're standing on yours looking at my new one.
What do you think, Jamali?
Do you know, it's just since the controversy came out, and it's like they asked Edward Snowden's opinion, and it's just like they're always asking Edward Snowden's opinion. It's like, okay, we get it, Edward's got an opinion, but it's like they ask him about everything. It's like next thing be like, so what do you think of Kim Kardashian? Like, it doesn't matter.
That said, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I asked what you thought, and you went,
Sorry.
I don't care what Edward Snowden thinks.
Yeah!
There's a reason I haven't booked him on the show. I've got you here, I care what you think. What do you think? Stop passing the buck.
I'm sorry, it's just Edward Snowden, because you know, everyone, like...
Stop it!
No one gives him shit, and he deserves to be given some shit sometimes.
So, Sarah, what do you make of Donald Trump?
Do you know what? I don't like him. They said to him, oh, look, we've read all through Hillary Clinton's emails, and there's nothing there that breaks the law. And he was like, nope, you didn't have time to read them.
No one's reading them all, are they? It's too many, innit? I can't get through mine. I'm having a row with Caroline from Hungry House at the moment. They make up a name on Hungry House. And it always goes to Caroline, hi, a message from Caroline. Hi, Rob, fancy something to eat? You're not real, Caroline. You're an algorithm, Caroline. Stop pretending like we bonded over half a chicken once.
I feel sorry for James Comey, though, because how can he get another job now as a spy, now that he's famous? Which also brings me to, why is James Bond known as a great spy? Hello, I'm Bond, James Bond. Oh, God, I'm not supposed to tell me people.
I think they keep changing his face, though, don't they, with actors?
That's true.
Does help.
That's why.
You in the running for Bond?
No.
You'd make an amazing Bond.
I don't. I look like someone tried to make Daniel Craig and I turned out.
Should we put it in the microwave? Oh, no. What's happened?
Another martini, anyway. I'm dying here.
I'd be an awful spy on the basis that everyone would see me coming. I literally wouldn't be able to hide, would I? I'd walk into somewhere and they go, that bloke was in the market yesterday.
Do you look different? Do you look different without your glasses?
I mean, yeah, this is as described
You
as I
really?
can go, yeah.
Did I try on your glasses?
Yes.
Did I make a good spy? Because this is all it takes sometimes. People are like, oh, hey, Aisling, who the hell are you? I want to vomit, you're so blind.
I know.
OK, let's have a look and see if Trump is up there. Yes, it's Donald Trump firing the head of the FBI. This is the most shocking thing Trump has done since, well, lunchtime. Rob's team, what have the nation been talking about?
Is it the old election? The old snap election? Make it sexy and cool, don't they? Snap! Snap! Election time! It's election!
I think Rob's having a breakdown.
I thought a snap election was when both of them thought about it at the same time. Yeah. Snap out! I don't think there should have been an election in the first place because Theresa May called one on the basis that the government is divided. But that's the whole point of democracy. You have to have some sort of opposition. Like, you can't just ring up Wimbledon and say, do you know what? Andy Murray has been hitting that ball over that net, and every time, someone hits it back. We've got to get rid of the other side. There's supposed to be people to go against.
You know the new leader of UKIP, what's Theresa May? No, but she's like going on with all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like she started to like nick Ed Miliband's like policies. Yeah. She's gone, oh, we got to keep energy prices down now. It's only because if it's a cold winter, they lose half their voters. Do you know what I mean?
She was on the One Show with her husband this week, and it did make me question quite a lot of things about my life because they talked about her shoes, and I instantly saw them and I knew they were from Russell and Bromley. And until that moment, I thought Russell and Bromley was cool.
I really liked her husband on it. I thought what he wore like really flattered his figure and his curves. I thought it was a really...
I thought they came across really well in this interview.
Did you?
No, I did. I honestly thought they were really charming. And even in this interview, they had the thing about, oh, yes, she's a very difficult woman. I think she comes across quite sweet sometimes. And then I remember that she thought it was all right that nurses used food banks.
You're a Labour supporter. You're a member of the party,
Yes.
right? Do you think he's got any chance of winning?
I like him.
Yeah, but do you think he's got a chance of winning?
Honestly, I find politics so confusing. And every time someone says that someone is unelectable recently, they have won.
Well, I think the thing about Corbyn is, right, you can look at all, like, the media are against him and all of his policies get leaked and failed, but, like, the bottom line is, you look at him, he just looks like a silly old bastard, doesn't he?
He kind of looks like your auntie's new boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? He had that sort of vibe of just like, oh, when you bringing Jeremy back for dinner?
I sort of judge it a bit like this. I think when you're a kid at school, the Mays, you'd have gone round there for tea, and they'd have looked at you and gone, we don't really like him. And I think Jeremy Corbyn would have given you a chance. It's the way I look at it is Stormzy likes Jeremy Corbyn, so I'm going to vote for Jeremy Corbyn.
But Jeremy Corbyn's upped his game this week, but it feels a bit too late. Like, he's come out with some amazing stuff about zero-hour contracts and not selling arms to Saudi and all this kind of stuff. But I feel a bit like he's had a Viagra at the end of the orgy. When people are sort of pulling on their jeans, asking for a glass of water from the host. Like, it just feels like a little too late.
I would agree with you until... Didn't he just, in the last couple of days, run over a BBC reporter? I think we're about to see vengeance, Jeremy.
Whoa. I just feel like he's offering so many things. Like, he wants to scrap tuition fees that Labour put in to start with, and he's offering money for NHS. It's like he's, like, skipping through a field of flowers, just, like, tossing stuff around, where he can't actually get any of it done, and he's got Diane Abbott saying he's going to pay all these police people 30 quid a head.
Oh, she thinks the election's on the 49th of July.
OK, well, let's have a look and see if the general election is up there. Yes, the general election campaign. The Tories have pledged to cut migration, presumably by making the country so shit no one wants to come here. I know he's got his critics, but I think Corbyn is the man for the job, as long as that job is running an organic hummus stall at an artisanal food fair. Corbyn is soft on defence, soft on law and order, and hard on Diane Abbott.
They used to do 69ers, or Diane Abbott called it 63 and a half.
Fingers on buzzers. What else do the nation be talking about?
The Russians are invading Britain's Got Talent.
Yes. So this is a Russian contortionist act, caused controversy when they arrived on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, I could do that. No, I couldn't. But I feel like we could, like, Sarah, just let me under there for a second.
All right, then.
I feel like it's easy enough to, like,
Don't hit your
pretend you can, like... and then...
Actually, I think that's what's going on there. They just cut around it.
Yeah. Your shoe was so red and like beaky, it looked like something for the Muppets that we had a Muppet.
Oh, hello, old friend. How are you? All right, OK, then bye. So Ireland's got no talent.
I tell you who's got the most talent on Britain's Got Talent.
Go on.
Amanda Holden's agent. She does nothing else. What's the last thing she did apart from that?
Les Dennis? Tom, what would your talent be?
I'd like to do something a bit sort of, I don't know, weightlifting maybe or something like that and really fail. I'd like to fail on Britain's Got Talent.
But are you strong? What can you lift? Like, what's your...
I've been bench pressing life for the last couple of years. I actually find that more impressive.
Jamali, what would your talent be?
I beat the world record of how long I could spin a pillow on my finger. Right? And I did it, and I applied, and I was like, yo, I can do this better. And they messaged me back saying, like, yeah, but we don't want to accept it.
You can spin it?
I could spin it.
So just say, I don't have any talent.
Oh, it's got a cushion.
Whoa!
I'll get this. Would that be okay?
I could maybe do it with this. Let me see how light it is.
Okay.
What's the point
Is it too
of that?
light?
It's off the skin.
Yeah,
Is it too light?
It would have. Actually, no, it's too light. Stupid thing. What's up, Jimmy? Huh?
Well, I mean, please.
Jamali, you are the Susan Boyle of this show.
There we go, Jim said it was no talent. Come on, big bollocks.
Oh, Jim. How tough could this possibly be? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, no, that is pretty tricky. OK, I can tell you Britain's Got Talent is not one of the most talked about things, but the four-piece Russian contortionist act managed to get 4 thumbs up. Well, that is what I call a finale. OK, fingers on buzzers. OK, what do you think?
Cheese.
There is a story about cheese. What's the story about cheese?
I like cheese. And
Yeah, that's it.
News just in.
apparently healthy.
So they're saying that cheese, milk and yoghurt do not increase the risk of health problems.
Yeah, good. Be good for you now, isn't it?
Jamali, do you eat a lot of cheese, mate?
No, yeah, like, I do eat too much.
It's great news for the cheese industry. They're dancing on the streets of Cathedral City.
Tom, how much cheese do you eat in a day?
Tell you what, Jimmy, I'm trying to lose weight at the moment.
Right.
You look really well, Tom, as well.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. That actually means a lot.
That hat looks loose.
Yes, I don't think... I've lost 3 stone around my head. I find the trouble is where people keep changing what you can and can't eat. I've kicked at cheese, and now people are saying cheese is good for you. I don't know where I stand, Jim.
You're a vegan, right, Sarah?
I am,
Of
but I'm a
course.
bad vegan.
A bad vegan?
Yeah.
How do you mean a bad vegan?
Well,
Do you mean you
okay.
go on about it?
OK, so all veganism means... Oh, please tell us, Sarah. All it means is you're not supposed to eat or wear anything that comes from animals, whether they've given up their life or they've been farmed for it or whatever. And the reason I'm a really bad vegan is I really love taxidermy. But it's the same reason for both. Like, I'm a vegan because I love animals, and that's why I love taxidermy, because you can kiss them and they don't run away.
You also say that animals have given up their life, like it's a choice. Like they've turned around and gone, you know what, I want to be eaten. Like it's a suicide bomber type thing.
You know what, Tom? If animals don't want to be eaten, why are they made out of food?
Exactly.
My first boyfriend, he actually wouldn't eat cheese, but he'd only eat yellow stuff, so he'd only eat, like, chicken nuggets and chips.
Middle of egg.
I don't think, like, nothing with, like,
Middle of egg.
sauce.
If only there was a name for that.
Had to be...
For middle of egg. Can you think of a name for middle of egg? There's no name. There Or is it
They should have named it. They should have named it.
because the outside bit of egg and the middle of egg.
This is my issue with the world.
Middle of
There's too
egg.
many names for things. We don't need another one. Middle of egg, we know where we are.
Well, I can tell you the new study on dairy is not one of the most talked about things this week. But if you think cheese doesn't pose a health risk, then you've clearly never tried to peel the foil off a Dairy Lee triangle in the fast lane of the motorway. I'm lucky to be here, people. OK, fingers on buzzers. Another thing to get.
Is it a French election?
Well, I think people are dying to know what your view is on the French election.
Macron. He won.
Macron, yeah, he won.
To be fair, he sounds like an affordable laptop, not a leader. Macron. I wouldn't trust a Macron to connect to my wireless printer, not run a country. But, and he's a missus. He's 24 years old, old Nanny Macaroon.
There's been a huge controversy about this because it's his drama teacher from school.
Yeah.
That he ended up marrying.
So he's got to bang his old teacher and then now running the country. He's like living the dream.
It's all right for her going out with someone 24 years younger, but if I do it, I'm a pedo, apparently.
That's because, like, you're 30.
Yeah, I know.
For legal reasons, I need to point out he didn't sleep with his teacher when he was at school.
Well, also, she's working for his government, so the really interesting thing is she's working for him for free in charge of education. Like, what's she going to be saying to the other teachers? It's like, flirt hard.
It does make you think differently about all of your old teachers. So, Sister Bernadette, call me.
Tom, what do you think? I mean, I know you're not huge on French politics.
I'm not huge on any politics, but he's a decent-looking fella. He makes me feel a bit of a waster, because he's handsome and he's leading the country now, and he's the same age.
Oh, is he the same age as you?
Yeah.
In fairness, though, I think leading France is not right for you.
No.
Do you have any words? Do you have any, like...
I am the kind of guy who just walks in somewhere and goes, one beer,
So
or
you
the
don't
world.
have a friend?
Huh?
Don't have a friend?
No. I'm not travelling on your own.
This is the saddest story I've ever heard.
Thank you, sir.
Well, let's have a look and see if the French election is up there. Yeah. Yes, Emmanuel Macron is the new president of France. People are making a big deal of the fact that Macron's wife is 24 years older than him, and yet nobody's bothered that Melania Trump is sleeping with a man 24 years older than her. Apart from Melania Trump, she's really bothered about it. So those were the nation's most popular talking points, but in other news, Harry Potter star Emma Watson has won a gender-neutral award for her role in Beauty and the Beast. If you don't know what a gender-neutral award is, basically, it doesn't matter whether you've got a wand or a chamber of secrets.
I call it middle of woman. Keep it simple.
OK, at the end of that round, Rob, Jamali and Rachel have 2 points, Aisling, Tom and Sarah have 1 point. Our next round is Pick of the Polls. Aisling, Tom, Sarah, what do you like the look of?
What do you think, Tommy?
I'm going to go with this alien. I like the alien.
OK, well, the new Alien film was released on Friday, so we asked our studio audience, do you believe in aliens, yes or no? What do you think?
Are we allowed to ask them?
No.
What
We
did you
asked
say?
them earlier.
I was put off by aliens by E.T. I always found he was really needy, wasn't he? At first, it'd have been amazing finding E.T. Going, oh, my God, I found an alien. That's incredible. It's so cool. And then he literally, like, it was, oh, fucking hell, he needs this, he needs that. He needs to build a fucking spaceship.
I remember as kids, we went on the Alien, the E.T. Ride in Disney World, and we got to sit at the front, and these Americans were like, and what are your names, honey? And we were completely sunburned because Irish people shouldn't be taken out of the country. And we were like, we're Aisling and Sinead. And we went on, and as it recorded our names down, and then towards the end it went, goodbye, Aisling and Sinead. It was great crack, though.
Rachel, you're intelligent, you're famous for being intelligent. Do you believe in aliens?
Well, my mum used to be part of an alien search club.
Oh.
Like, they had membership cards and everything. They used to go to this windmill in Rayleigh and have little meetings.
I think she went dogging and she didn't want to tell you. Where are you going? We're looking for aliens, love. There were flashing lights.
The car was covered in plasma.
They came right up to the whisper. The car was covered in plasma.
I know. I haven't been fully supportive of that kind of thing, but yeah, I mean, Stephen Hawking would believe in aliens. There's more chance that they're out there than they're not.
It'd be pretty
probability.
solipsistic to believe it was just us, wouldn't it be? Like,
Yeah, plus there's people like Jimmy kind of bridging the gap. There's something different about you, isn't there?
How dare you? I'm a robot built on Earth.
I think aliens are rubbish. They do, it's like... Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a few lights and a couple of crop circles.
Oh, my God.
Just circles. They're all this, like, amazing, like, another race of whatever, it's extraterrestrials, and they just do some circles on the floor. Neil Buchanan in Art Attack done a horse out of duvets. And now it's the advanced brain just doing circles in crops. What a boring thing to do. I've done 5 trillion miles to fuck up a farm.
There are some experts out there. I mean, I don't know whether this would sway you, but take a look at this guy, clearly an expert on UFOs.
What do you think? Do you believe in UFOs?
Oh yeah, yes sir, definitely. They're out there, man. I've seen them. I've been out there, Aurora, Texas. They got them little graves and stuff. They're out there, man, and I'm flying in the plane. I'm always hallucinating, but who really knows what I'm looking at? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Well, but there's no proof of this. Just people's accounts.
You're right, there's no proof, but, I mean, there's no proof of Jesus or, you know, people go in the restroom until they tell you about it, you know what I mean? That's just kind of the way I see things.
Yeah, that seems funny until you realise that's Donald Trump's new head of science.
That's the type of guy who made a documentary that I watch. I go, sounds legit.
I feel like every time they ask an American about aliens, they always have that accent. Well, I don't know what I saw, but there was a cow out there yesterday, and next thing you know, it's pregnant, and now I got a green baby cow on my lawn. They always have that like they're from the South.
OK, what about you, Sarah? Do you think our audience will agree?
I think people believe in some form of aliens, so I think it will be yes.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with yes. I think people do.
Yeah.
I think people like to think that there's a bigger world, aliens and ghosts. I always think who would win in a fight between an alien and a ghost.
What's the fight over?
Who's the most real, I guess.
So what do you guys think? Rob, do you think our audience will believe in aliens?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they... Do you think they believe?
Yeah, no, they definitely look like alien believers.
So you're saying yes, you're saying yes. Well, I can tell you the answer is yes. 73% of our studio audience do believe in aliens. So at the end of that round, it's 3 points for Rob and 2 points for Aisling. The winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. The top cause of family arguments.
Oh.
Incest.
I mean, it's going to be a big argument, but I don't think it's going to be the biggest necessarily.
Did you see that couple that they couldn't get pregnant and they went to the doctors to see why, and they turned out they were twins?
What?
It was a couple of months ago. They're twins. They were adopted, but they didn't know they had and they knew the same birthday, and everyone used to joke like, oh, it's funny, because they used to celebrate it together. And then it's only when they went to try it, they couldn't conceive, that they found out.
Oh my God.
That was always my biggest fear when people say, oh, you date someone who looks like you.
Who would you date that looks like you?
No, I didn't know it was someone who looked like me.
Is this what your wife looks like? Like this is a picture of your wife.
OK, so top cause of family arguments, and let's agree, it's not incest.
In my family, it's Friends.
What's sorry?
The TV show Friends.
Go on.
My dad has just retired recently and he started watching Friends. And I went round there the other day and he was sitting on the sofa and my mum went, be careful, your daddy's in a bit of a mood. And I said, why? He said, he's been watching Friends. So I said, what's the problem? So I went in there and said, what's up with this watching Friends? And he said, this fucking Chandler. He's doing my fucking Sweden. He said, I like the others. I like Monica, Ross, lovely pair of kids, credit to their parents. Rachel's lovely, Joey, even Phoebe, I could stick her. But he's always got something to say. You never get sick of smashing the geezer. But to watch an episode of Friends with him is a thing of beauty. Because he'll sit there and he'll be going... and Chandler will come in and go, did I not believe that? And he'll go... Steven.
Actually, arguments in your house. What's the biggest argument?
The pronunciation of muesli. My mother says muesli, Sarah, every single time.
We
muesli.
are always fine about that in my house.
How do you say
Cornflakes.
it? She goes, do you know what I like now, Aisling? Muesli. Muesli, Mammy. There's like a pretend Y there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Muesli. No. Muesli. Holy. Oh, say
My
no, mother.
My mum says humus.
So does mine.
Oh my God, they're sisters.
Support group.
OK, top cause of family arguments. What do you think? Jamali?
How about money? I think the idea of like will money, like when someone dies, who gets the money?
Well,
like,
that's not...
I'm like, you know, my grandma, like I love her, she's dear to me, but she's coming to the end. I'm trying to, you know, we're thinking. Like, no, but I mean, like, if it's got time, death happens, right? And like you know, and like you gotta like, you know, I think I deserve a car.
Is it true you still live with your mum?
Yeah. Oh, thanks for exposing that. I appreciate that. Yeah. But no, I still live with my mum. And do you know what makes it worse? Is I live in my mum's attic.
Does she know you're up there?
You don't know I'm there, yeah.
Oh, well, that is something. That's not as bad as it could be.
No, but yeah, I live at home.
Rachel, what do you think? What causes fights in your house?
Sometimes I get like an angry text from my dad that says like, I don't even like sunflowers. And it turns out 2 months ago when we recorded Countdown, I said something about them and they've ended up on TV or like my mum's been dogging or something like that.
I think it's probably less about the sunflowers and more about the dogging, isn't it? Rob, what else causes arguments in your house?
Being volunteered for something.
Ooh.
You know, when you come down and my missus goes, "You're OK to take my mum to the airport, aren't you?" Oh. Well, no, but she's there with a coat on and a passport in her hand. Looks like I'm having a trip down the M25, aren't I?
I don't understand the airport run anymore. With the event of Uber, I don't understand why you've still got to pick people up from the airport, but you do.
The money.
Yeah, because some people pay tax and have to get trains.
Fair enough.
That's some proper rich dude shit to say as well, like, why doesn't everyone just get a private car? Can't you just pay a man to jump on his back and run there?
I genuinely don't understand. OK, so top cause of family arguments. I would say it's people being inconsiderate.
Oh, like milk back in the fridge, empty things back in the fridge.
You're in the right kind of area.
Housework, dividing housework.
And that's exactly it, yeah.
A point.
Cool.
Yes.
Well done, Sarah.
Yes, the top cause of family arguments is people being messy. I often come home and find my girlfriend's left things lying around. Shoes in the lounge, trousers in the hallway, boxer shorts on the landing, and a man's shirt on the bedroom floor. She's so bloody messy. All right, here's your final question. Top way to waste time.
Oh. Is it when you say a word over and over again until it sounds really weird? Cucumber.
What is it even? Cucumber.
This is a waste of time.
Cucumber.
What does it even mean?
Hang on. Rob genuinely doesn't know what cucumber is. He's going to go, what is it?
Green banana.
It's just a small marrow, isn't it? Just call it a small marrow. So, Jamali, how do you waste time?
I play video games, spin pillows, I follow dreams.
Sure.
People do
I'll do it. What about you, Rachel? Presumably, I mean, Countdown's the main one.
Well, Countdown, yeah. It does like go into regular life. So whenever I see like a 3-digit number on a hotel door, I have to like factorise it. Or if I see a name, I have to put an anagram. So Tom Davis is an anagram of sad vomit.
Oh, that's great.
And Jamali Maddox is an anagram of Madam Jail Dicks.
That does kind of suit me.
Tom, if you've got time to kill, what do you do?
Tickling.
Tickling? Tickling. You waste time tickling.
I like tickling people. I mean, you get pulled up for it being a 6'7" man.
Do people ever react nicely to it? Because I think it's actually like a form of torture.
Like I say, people sort of like laugh a little and look a little bit awkward.
Is this like someone in Pret is serving you?
No.
Being polite.
I'll do it on Jimmy because it's weird.
What?
I'll sort of make conversation.
I think you need to have nerve endings.
Right, sure.
I'll just have a little bit of a joke and then I'll sort of go in for, and then go like for a little tickle. Like that.
Jimmy's so cute!
Oh my God, I'm so hard.
Yeah. I like that.
That's it's quite a good technique.
Right.
Yeah, it's a strong...
It's a lot of practice, Jimmy.
Do you know what the lovely thing about that was? I absolutely felt like a little kid.
Yeah.
Because he's so enormous, you sort of go... Oh.
We look like... we genuinely look like Sophie in the BFG.
I feel if you just stand behind me for a second, I feel I will look... I've never looked more like a ventriloquist dummy.
I'm sure we could make it look a little bit more like that.
Hang on, don't put that hand there. OK, so top way to waste time.
Internet.
YouTube, internet.
YouTube. Well,
Social media.
Internet, yeah, internet.
No, social media. Don't you tell me what I'm guessing, Jim. Is it internet?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you the top way to waste time is browsing the internet. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Aisling, Tom and Sarah have 3 points. Rob, Jamali and Rachel have 4 points. They're the winners! Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.
Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats, hallelujah! It's Reverend Dave Botley. He's a stand-up guy. It's Al Porter. And their team captain, Rob Beckett. And facing them tonight, just what the doctor ordered, it's Dr. Zarn Van Tulecken. She's up for a laugh. It's Sarah Pascoe. And their team captain, Aisling Bea. Now, your host, Jim Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, 30% of British men avoid changing their hairstyle? I haven't avoided changing my hairstyle, but until Lego make a different one, I'm stuck with this. British shoppers spend almost £55 billion a year on the high street, and that's 55 billion and 5p if they forget to bring their own carrier bag. And the most popular time for people to have sex is 10:24 on a Saturday night. It certainly is for my girlfriend, because that's when I'm on stage. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellist's job to guess the British public's top 3 most popular talking points. Rob's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
Is it the NHS computer virus thing?
The NHS computer virus thing, yeah? Well, tell us all about that story. You sound very well informed.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you. When I first saw it in the news, it said NHS dealing with a virus. I thought, it's a bit of a slow news day, isn't it?
Is it MRSA again?
Just have the flu jab, we won't be in this problem, will we? Yeah, so it got hacked. The NHS got hacked. And they're saying it's probably North Korea or Russia. And, yeah, basically all the computers got, like, blocked up and then...
Blocked up?
I don't know what you call it.
No, I didn't realise you were technically minded. The computers are blocked up.
They're all blocked up.
I'll leave that 10 minutes if I were you, love. It's all blocked up.
Very embarrassing, wasn't it? I mean, for everybody involved. And then this 22-year-old sorts it out, doesn't he, from his bedroom. So if they ever turn it into a movie, it's going to be terrible. It's just the North Koreans versus Devon.
Yeah.
And all it is turn it on and off again. He just bought the domain name or something like that.
Also, this guy, the 22, well, you know, it's so like being like a film. So Marcus Hutchins is his name. He definitely did this. The whole thing, like, I just accidentally stopped it. Like, he did this.
I think in the interests of us not being sued or hacked, he probably didn't do it. OK, Zand, what would hackers find on a doctor's computer?
Most of it would be unbelievably boring, like came back for another prescription, came back because their ankle still hurt. But it wasn't a hack. What they did was they infected it with malware, which meant that it just disabled the computer. So I don't think the hackers got any information. They didn't want the information. The way it works is your screen freezes and says, phone this number, and for 250 quid, we'll unlock your computer.
Do you think they were using Microsoft instead of Apple because that way the doctors would turn up? Because an apple a day is... I'm just trying to put a bit of light-heartedness into a terrible situation.
But that's the thing. What a brand interesting interesting about all of this tech stuff when it went down was that the doctors were having to WhatsApp their patients.
Yeah. Oh,
and you just think how terrifying that would be, like sending someone their results and then not seeing the blue ticks come up, like, oh, is it too late?
I feel like that's all anyone needs. The worst thing to come out of the NHS hacking is that people were added to more WhatsApp groups. No!
I just hate that when someone has seen the message and you know that they've seen the message, but they don't reply. Like, how am I going to sleep now? Why wouldn't you reply?
Because it's 3 in the morning, I'm married, Sarah.
I got my answer. I got my answer.
Kate, what do you think of this NHS hacking?
It's utterly terrifying. It's utterly terrifying because the idea that our records would be out there, not that there's anything particularly bad in mine.
Is there not? Nothing?
I don't think so.
But God knows anyway.
Yeah, but I'm not scared of God.
You're not scared of God? So why do you not just don't go to work?
Do you use email a lot for... Do you use it, like, are you allowed email prescriptions and stuff like that?
I don't know. You'd have to email your patients in a hospital bed because they're there in front of you. Just go and see.
If you've got a bed.
That is. I mean, that's the really horrible thing about these NHS. The NHS hacking just shows what a terrible state the NHS funding is in because they're using these very old computer systems. And you hear about nurses going to food banks. You have doctors appearing on panel shows to get by.
Scandalous.
Tragic. I'm still living off the proceeds of my best-selling diet book.
What's the name of that diet book, Dr. Zan von Tulleken, and where can we purchase it?
Which camera do I look at?
Oh, any of them, I suppose. That one there.
How to Lose Weight Well. It's also on Channel 4.
How to lose weight, wow.
It is called that.
You're a vegan. You couldn't put on weight if you tried. Your diet prohibits it.
Crisps are vegan, as are lots of chips. You can be... My cousin... Can you cut this out? My cousin Jude is so fat and a vegan. Cut that out. That's a secret. That's a family secret.
Sarah, I'll do it. Cut that out, Jude. Cut that out. No problem. Fat Jude. If you're watching, Fat Jude, sorry. I'm sorry, Jude, you're such a chunky monkey wobble slob. Well, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, of course. It's the NHS hacking. The NHS has been hit by a cyber attack. It's even affected our family. We had to say, sorry, Nan, the nurses can't get on Facebook, so we've had to turn off your life support. Aisling's team, what have the nation been talking about?
Well, I feel it's probably the general election, and also this week all of the parties were trying to target dem youths, Jimmy. Dem tricky youths. Young people. Well, yeah, so they were all trying to target young people this week, and Theresa May made a speech, and she was like, we are going to provide strong and stable leadership. Booyah! I show you, but to know yourself.
But some people do like her. Some young people, they call themselves millennials, and there's these like young girls who just adore her, and that is what happens if there's not a good boy band. Take that, look about 55 now. One Direction broke up. We need a good boy band.
They're trying to get young people to vote, aren't they? And she said no, Theresa May, to letting 16-year-olds vote, which I think's right, really. I mean, if I was allowed to vote at 16, Caprice and Pamela Anderson would be running the country. Ridiculous decision for some. You can't. Well, 16-year-old boys, especially, they can't make a decision.
What do you make of this, the Reverend?
So the worst thing for me about... There are lots of worse things about Theresa May for me, but one of the worst things is that it stopped me from being able to wear leopard skin totally. So I've got a brilliant pair of leopard skin heels that I absolutely love, and I just can't wear them anymore without the bishop saying, I've got a pair like that. No, without the bishop saying, yeah, they look like Theresa May shoes.
What's the progression? Is a bishop your boss?
The bishop's sort of my boss, yeah.
If you were in a shopping centre, like, God is the top manager at Debenhams, and you're like, where do you come in? What are you involved in?
I'm in sales.
And if you become a bishop, you can only move diagonally, yes?
Yeah, that's right. And wear purple.
And wear
Bishops
purple?
wear purple.
Oh, really?
That's the suit if ever I get made bishop.
Oh, I love it. I was going to be a priest.
Were you?
Yeah, I went to Madrid to see Pope Benedict, and I ended up sleeping with another priest. And
La la la. Find a happy
not
place. Find a
Pope
happy
Benedict.
place. Find a
no,
happy
sorry,
place.
not Pope Benedict.
You didn't sleep
That
with
would've
Pope
been-
Benedict?
No, that would have
That's a shame, because this show, we rarely get a scoop. So you went to meet Pope Benedict and you slept with the priest?
I slept with the priest.
Were you 7 at the time, or was this...
No. Ginny,
You've got to ask.
It's all fine. I was 18. If you think the Jews are cruel to Jesus, you should have seen how he nailed me. It was good.
OK, so the other thing that's happening is Theresa May has pledged to give people the power to delete any embarrassing content that they posted on social media before the age of 18. Is there any embarrassing social media content that you would rather wasn't up there?
No.
I mean, I'm thinking of you, specifically,
I very
Sarah.
rarely use social media.
Well, that's interesting. Let's have a look. Let's take a look. Does anyone have any frozen Jeremy Corbyn's That tells me two things. It tells me, one, that you support Jeremy Corbyn, and two, that you're going to vote for May because she'll let you delete that. Zahn, do you regret this photo? So Zahn, we got...
Yeah, I've been... I lived in America for the last 5 years and I was travelling a lot.
Yeah, food's good there, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK, Rob, do you regret this picture?
I don't think I have the emotion for shame and embarrassment. That's just how my head was.
I think it's nice.
Did you see they were trying to, to try and get youth on board? Like, the Lib Dems said they were going to legalise weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jeremy Corbyn, he went for brunch with the grime artist JME.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most middle-class white woman thing you can do, is go for brunch. What's next? He's going to go for a Pilates class with Dizzy Rascal.
You're a member of the Labour Party, right?
I am, but don't out me like that.
Well, you joined when Jeremy Corbyn came in, right?
Yes, I did. I think he's a nice man.
I like Jeremy Corbyn, but I can't get... I don't know, I feel like he has a dirty house. You know when you just know somebody forgets to put the bins out?
I kind of know what you mean, though. I imagine you walk in, you'd be hit by... You own a cat, don't you?
Yeah.
There's a BBC reporter this week who was reporting on the launch of the Labour Party manifesto, and he got interrupted, and his response to it was extraordinary. He accidentally groped a woman.
One time there was this elderly man telling me
you
about
do?
it. It wasn't great, Jim. I'd had a few drinks, and it was like in an Irish centre where there were a few elderly Irish people telling me their sad stories, and I love a sad story. And I can't wait while I'm going to practice on you. I was like, I'd forgotten how much physical distance was between the two of us, and he was telling me about when he lost his wife, and I went, oh no, and I just put my hand straight down onto his old penis, and it was just... I mean, I kind of made his day, but I did feel guilty.
It's a classic comforting gesture.
Yeah, no. Ah, God, you poor lemon. Jesus. And how long had you been married? Oh, that's the worst.
I miss a little less
every
now.
day. Every day. She had pictures of her in the house.
I can hardly remember what she looked like.
Shall we have a look and see if the election is up there?
Hey.
Second most talked about thing, yes. Yes, the political parties have been targeting Britain's youth. Jeremy Corbyn is demanding 16-year-olds be given the vote, and they will be in 2 years' time. If the Lib Dems are elected, they'll legalise cannabis, is another way of saying cannabis will never be legalised. OK, fingers on buzzers. What do you think, Rob?
Is it the new King Arthur film?
Oh, God.
It's lost a lot of money, innit?
They've had a bit of a disaster. It's Guy, slightly less Ritchie.
He makes very homoerotic films, doesn't he, Guy Ritchie? There's always a lot of men and very little women, ever since kind of Lock, Stock and Snatch and all these ones like... And then Marrying Madonna, which is basically the gayest thing you can do.
Also, it's like, who cares about that story? It's rubbish, isn't it? He's starting at, like, it's a sword that gets stuck and then he gets a round table. That's it, isn't it? That is... It's like, oh, I've got a good idea for a film. Oh, what's that? I can't find my hammer. I'm going to buy a bench. Brilliant. Maybe that's why people don't want to watch it, is because they know what happens. Like, but if they are going to do a reboot, I think they should change them up a bit. Because sometimes, a bit sad, don't they, films? So, like, they should remake Titanic, boat don't sink. That'd be interesting. A bit choppy and it gets to America.
King Arthur's not historical, though, is it? Is it a myth?
You can talk.
Yeah, I know.
Hang on. We made up our story first. Obviously, I'm sure you're aware, but you know David Beckham's in the movie?
Yeah. What part does he play?
Is it a knight? That's the only way he's going to be one.
But it's not, I don't think it's his fault he's bad in it. I mean, they've asked a footballer, but they've asked a footballer to be in a movie, to be an actor. Like, I don't go around to my taxidermist and ask him to do the plumbing. It's a different job, yeah.
And if you did, like, at least the taxidermist could go, I'm really good at taxidermy, even though your pipes are leaky. And that David Beckham can... He's really good at football. Whereas Jude Law, that's his main job.
I did an audition once with Jude Law. Yeah, this is, I didn't get it. But he was wearing white trousers that were so see-through.
Oh, hello.
And he also had his legs really, really, really open, which I found very intimidating.
Man-spreading.
Man-spreading, yeah.
So I worry about man-spreading because it's like sort of a man trying to show his dominance by having his legs open, but sometimes it's just, I'm just hot.
You're just trying to get some air in.
Yeah, and
like,
I think
get a bit of...
I'd rather leave them open than waft air in. I think that looks more... I think that's worse, isn't it? If I do that and start going...
That's not a good look for anyone, is it? No. Well, I can tell you, King Arthur flopping at the box office is not one of the most talked about things this week. But as King Arthur pulls the sword from the stone, there's a dreadful screeching sound. It's David Beckham delivering his lines. Right, fingers on buzzers, one more story to get. Aisling, what do you think?
The Penguin has been terrorising Gotham City once again. And by Penguin, I mean Donald Trump, and by Gotham, I mean democracy.
He was accused of perverting the course of justice by firing the head of the FBI, who was looking into claims he sold secrets or gave secrets to Russia.
He's started moaning as well and said he's the politician that's been the most unfairly treated in history. I've got 2 words for him: book depository. 2 more words: Mandela.
You're incorrigible. You're absolutely incorrigible.
I wake up every day now and go straight online and think, what's he done now? What's the next thing? Because you think it can't get any worse, and then it gets worse.
Yeah.
But Sean Spicer's the person who has to sort it all out, isn't he? He always has to come out and go, oh, no, he didn't do that. It's like he's constantly playing whack-a-mole. Oh, pussy grabbing, no, oh, he didn't do that. He didn't suck it, whack it down.
I empathise with him because he's a reality TV star. He's not a politician. He just wanted to win. I mean, he's so easy to wind up as well. The Russians know that they just have to treat him like a teenage girl and go in, so, Donald, what do you think of Iran? I hear she's quite a bitch. He's like, no, I'm building a good relationship with Iran. And they're like, oh, that's not what she said about you. I also think Donald Trump speaks like Louis Walsh, you know, in the same rhythm of... You know, when you see Louis on the X Factor being like, you're amazing, you're a really great guy, you remind me of the young Lenny Henry.
You know you're just talking in your voice. You can hear that, right?
You know who I envy? Whoever becomes the next president of the United States of America. Because they'll just go out, take a shit on the White House lawn, and people are like, hey, this kid's got some good ideas.
Well, the distressing thing is if he does get impeached, and people think he might get impeached now, if he does, we've got Mike Pence.
Mike Pence.
Oh, of course.
I mean, Trump is sort of an idiot. I think people think, oh, he's an idiot. But Pence is genuinely...
Genuinely evil.
Yeah, genuinely evil dude.
It's scary, isn't it? But I just keep thinking of peaches. I know it's got nothing to do with it, but everyone says impeach, I go, I could have a peach.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
My favourite theory about Donald Trump is that he has tertiary syphilis. So tertiary syphilis, sort of final stage, takes years to develop. And Trump's got it all. He's got thinning hair, irritability, bad temper, paranoia, weird mood swings. And actually, he's just obnoxious. But he might have syphilis. I think that's not a bad guess.
Wow. I think
that's bad.
I think we should give him a break.
You should give him a break.
A little bit. He's done some dodgy things, but, right, the main problem at the moment is he asked the FBI to do him a favour and go, don't investigate that. But, like, If I knew the head of the FBI, I'd be getting him doing loads of stuff. Doing him favours. The geezer at KFC near me gives me extra wings. I don't even have to ask now. Built up a relationship. He's only doing what we'd all do, isn't it? Come on, Neil, you'll be nice.
What's exciting about being president is you can declassify secrets. So with the Russians, he told them stuff that he doesn't know where... They asked him, where did you get this information? Because that's the thing, that obviously Trump is leaking. Who is leaking to Trump? Who is telling him anything? He is then telling other people, saying he can't remember where he found it out, and also he has the power to make it declassified information.
Because as president, he can just say, this is not a secret
that's
anymore.
not state secret no more.
But he hears secrets all the time. It's only natural that he wants to share it. Like do you do confession? Mm-hmm. And you've got to tell people.
No.
You have to.
If someone says, I murdered someone...
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Sarah.
Didn't say... This is a hypothetical, just checking who I can talk to in confidence.
Yeah.
So Sarah's murdered someone.
Right, okay.
If I came in a secret, said to you, I've murdered someone, here's where they are, here's how I did it, here's why I did it, here's why he deserved it. Are you allowed to tell the police?
So there are two schools of thought on this. Some priests would say absolutely not. The seal of confession is absolute.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it.
Great,
That's the one you want.
Yeah.
Others would say that you are duty bound if anything illegal is to...
Is it cool to ask a priest before?
I think...
Go in, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Which one are you?
The angle to take is to try and persuade the person that's telling you this to go with you to the police station. Because they'll feel a lot better. You'll feel a lot better
in prison.
once you come clean.
Do you know what, Reverend? There's room in that shallow grave for two. Keep stum if you know what's good for you.
Is it a sin to wank off a widow? Asking for a friend.
Right.
It's this lady over here.
I actually think it was an act of charity in many ways.
Let's have a look and see if Trump is up there. Of course he is. Yes, it's Donald Trump. Trump has the lowest approval ratings in US history, but on the plus side, he's got the highest cholesterol, so fingers crossed. So those were the nation's most popular talking points. But in other news, Pippa Middleton got married this weekend. If you don't know who Pippa Middleton is, she's the sister of a lady who's married to a famous guy who's famous because his granny is famous. And the Court of Appeal has denied Nestlé's attempt to trademark the four-finger Kit Kat. I once had an argument with my girlfriend over four fingers. She said 3 was more than enough. I said, trust me, I can take another. So at the end of that round, Rob, Al and Kate have 1 point. Aisling, Zahn and Sarah have 2 points. So our next round is Pick of the Polls. OK, Rob, Al, Kate, what do you like the look of?
I think we should go for the telly remote control.
Okay, let's do that.
You're our guest
Yeah,
for
let's do
Gogglebox.
that.
OK, most people would rather watch TV alone than in company. True or false? Reverend Kate, what do you think? You watch it with your other half, right?
No, I genuinely watch TV on my own. I'm a box set cheater, if I'm honest.
You watch it without your other half?
Oh.
And then have to pretend that I haven't watched it.
Oh, you are awful.
You're the worst
You might
Reverend
as well
ever.
be a Satanist. So what did you cheat on?
RuPaul's Drag Race.
You went ahead on
You
that?
can watch that twice, because the second time round you notice more details.
I love
It's taught
it
me,
so
It's taught me
much.
everything, because I always thought I was a terrible woman, but now I've just realised I'm really bad at drag.
They do a round of actual drag racing, though.
He's such a great idea.
Reverend Kate, do you feel like you help people watch telly on their own? Because if I'm watching Gogglebox, I feel like we get to know you. I've already seen the show, and so it gives me permission to watch on my own a bit more.
What happens with Gogglebox is if there's a show on Gogglebox that we watch, the ratings for that show on catch-up then go up.
yeah.
because
Well,
people
can
go,
you
"Oh, wow, that
please
sounds
watch
great."
this?
Well,
But do you ever, like, just forget and sort of go to, like you would anyway, just go to scratch yourself or something, or find yourself going, God, this is a great
Or
episode
just
of
forget to
EastEnders.
talk, just watch a programme without chatting
You can't
about
forget
it.
that you're being watched, absolutely not. No
Okay.
way. You know, I don't sit there in my dog collar watching telly.
No.
I sit in my pyjamas.
Yeah.
You call Jim Jamarou's Jarmas?
What about
Jim Jamarou's, put your Jim Jamarou's on.
All I can think about is you. Have you got a sleeping hat as well? The thing that bugs me when it goes to your house is I think you take up too much sofa space.
Me?
The legs are up, and then your poor fella's like, he's got the legs and then you.
The problem with having my feet up on
Yeah.
my husband's lap is that I've got a bit of a Twitter following of gentlemen who like feet. That's a weird word.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, but I like feet.
Right, at the moment, I'm living with my in-laws because I'm getting my house redecorated, right?
It feels like a sitcom waiting
I was
to
on
happen.
tour, she needed help with a baby. Before we know it, we're there 4 months, and it's absolutely fine. I just need someone to talk to. And anyway, so we moved it, but they haven't got Freeview. They've just got, like, I don't even know what it is they've got that exists, but it's just like 5 channels. And I told my mum this. I went, well, why can't you just watch it on Sky Plus when you get in? And I went, they haven't got Sky. I went, they haven't got Freeview. And she just went... She didn't say anything for about 5 seconds. That's the longest she's been silent since our cat died.
OK. Al, what do you think?
People watch television differently depending on whether they're watching it on their own or in a group. Like, watching the match isn't the same, is it? If you jump up when your team scores and go to hug the person next to you and realise you're going to die alone. It's not the same. Don't Tell the Bride. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
I think in your case, the bride will know.
I know. When I came out, my parents were like, Al, you need to come in. My mother knew well before my dad. That's actually true, because I wasn't scared of her growing up. Because in Ireland, like, mothers don't discipline you. Aisling, you'll know this. They threaten you.
Mm-hmm. My mother used to she used to run after us with a wooden spoon, but she never did anything with it. And so she'd come after us with a wooden spoon, but she never really explained why it was a spoon. I'd be like, oh no, I think she's going to try and stir us into a delicious sauce.
My mum used to say, if you don't stop misbehaving, the man will come and get you. The man will come and get you. I was delighted.
OK, so let's get some answers on this. Most people would rather watch TV alone than in company. What do you think, Rob?
I think if they're asked, you know, confidentially, they'll say alone.
Yeah.
They don't want to be mean to their other half, but alone. I think going alone.
Yeah,
Alone.
OK, what do you think?
With people, maybe? Because...
Yeah, I mean, I'm single. I'm living with my parents, and I would.
Hang on. How are you single? What's going on? You're a doctor.
Tertiary
You're on
syphilis.
telly.
What? It's a flare-up, but you sit in an ice bath long enough, it'll go down.
I know that's not true.
Yeah, you're not right. Like, you made telly, right? Like, they're not there. I mean, you're all here, but apart from you,
Does anyone want to shag him?
Does anyone want to go on that?
Yeah. This will be my.
Sure.
We've got you some. You'd like to make an appointment.
So you're saying true, you're saying false?
Yeah, go on.
OK. Well, I can tell you the answer is false. Only 44% of people would rather watch TV alone. I don't watch TV alone, but I do watch my neighbour watching her TV alone. Does that count? So at the end of that round, it's 1 point for Rob's team and 3 points for Aisling's team. The winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Worst thing about being a wedding guest?
Supreme of chicken. What the fuck is it? Every wedding. I've gone to loads of weddings. I've got a big family, and it annoys me because it's like my special day. It's my special day. No, it ain't. I've been to 6 this year. It's the same thing. Church, pissed up, dinner, disco, bed.
I go to about 35 a year, and the worst thing about weddings for me is that if I go as a guest, it feels like I'm doing, like, the worst kind of sort of peer appraisal of the priest in front, because you sit there going, well, I won't do it like that.
You sometimes go to one and think that sermon was bullshit.
Yeah, and you make notes. If someone does it, it's the same with funerals. You make sort of notes as a vicar. If someone does a really good bit, you think, oh, I'm going to do that next time.
Well, like bring them back to life.
What's your
boss,
go-to?
not me.
What's your go-to at a wedding? What's like the reading or the thing that you do that you go, this is in the bag?
Holding their hands when you're about to pronounce them husband and wife, and you look into their eyes and you go, are you ready? This is it.
Oh, that's good.
That's nice.
That's what the guy said to me at Thorpe Park before he put the bar down.
It's the same thing.
Is there ever a moment where like someone calls upon? Is there a doctor here? Have you ever had that, like on a plane or at a wedding or something?
Oh, at a plane, yeah. And usually, if you sit quiet long enough, someone else. There's always someone. There's always someone who's keen.
I would imagine as a doctor, if I was a doctor, I would get on a plane and I would have 2 drinks straight away so that I couldn't be asked.
Yeah, but it depends on the doctor, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'd rather have you pissed up doing something than a sober old shipman. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no worries.
Praise indeed.
You can
Loads of confidence.
OK, worst thing about being a wedding guest?
What I get at weddings, loads, is constantly being asked what Jimmy Carr's really like and not being able to tell them.
I would love to get married. And we only got gay marriage in Ireland last year. We finally legalised it. We're the first country in the world to pass it by referendum.
Well, congratulations. That's a huge thing. It's a huge thing.
But I'd love to get married. I mean, the worst thing about being a wedding guest is trying not to shout at the bride. It should be me up there, not you.
Yeah. Or shout, it's too tight. The dress is too tight. Because you've got to be honest in this world.
Remember Jude's wedding? Remember Fat Jude's wedding? Oh, my God, it was disgraceful. Jude rolled down the aisle. OK, so some answers on this. Worst thing about being a guest at a wedding. What do you reckon?
No Wi-Fi in the church.
I think it's having to sit next to people that you don't know and talk to strangers.
That is exactly the right answer. The Reverend, everyone. Yes, the worst thing about being at a wedding is being sat with strangers. The last time I went to a wedding, they sat me next to someone I didn't like and I had nothing in common with. I mean, fair enough, she is my girlfriend, but still. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Rob, Al and Kate have 2 points, Aisling, Zand and Sarah have 3 points. They're today's winners. Thanks to all of our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you watching at home. That's it for us. Good night.
Tonight on 8 out of 10 Cats, Catch of the Day, it's Gabby Logan. Can you feel the love tonight? It's Phil Wang. And their team captain, Aisling Bea. And facing them tonight, breaking news, it's Christian Guru Murthy. Show me the funny, it's Rosie Jones. And their team captain, Rob Beckett. Now, welcome your host, Jimmy
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, Candy Crush is the most downloaded game on smartphones? And that's because Tinder is not technically a game. Although I am a player. In the past 2 years, 25% of UK adults have bought plus-size clothing. If you don't know what plus-size clothing is, it comes in XL, XXL and fucking hell. And 25% of Brits employ a cleaner. I once had sex with my cleaner. I bloody love that Henry the Hoover. Right, let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panelist's job to guess the public's top 3 most popular talking points. Rob's team, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
I
think it's got to be the old snap election that's been going on for about 3 years.
It's been going on a while, hasn't it, for this? Oh, it's going to be so quick.
And it keeps changing. I don't know I don't know who I'm voting for. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just can't keep up. Rosie, do you know who you're voting for?
Well, between you and me, I'm disabled.
We thought you'd been drinking.
To be fair, Jimmy, I have. But I don't know who I'm voting for. It really depends on the day when I'm in the polling booth when my
Christian, what do you think is going to happen in this election?
I think it's really exciting. It's become really exciting in the last 2 weeks.
Because 2 weeks ago they said, right, it's going to be a landslide for the Tories. They're going to have a 170-seat majority. Labour are going to be wiped out. And then something in the last 2 weeks has gone. Actually,
Well, there's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, Theresa May hasn't been as good as everybody thought she would be, and she's dodged interviews and debates and all that kind of stuff. And Jeremy Corbyn hasn't imploded, which a lot of people thought would happen. And so he's been much better than anybody thought, and she's been worse than people thought.
What I've enjoyed is, like, Theresa May, because, like, she's quite good if you send her out of a script and she delivers a message and does that. But as soon as she's got to answer a question or improvise, she starts panicking. She gets, like, visual tics. Her face starts going... and then she starts panicking and going back to her stock phrase, like, oh, Brexit means Brexit. Oh, God, I'm strong and stable. Oh, malfunction.
I think it's because she's Marge Simpson. Well, dressed up as Marge Simpson, but secretly underneath she's Mr. Burns. It's like, hey, Homer, can I get you a beer? But underneath she's like, oh, the dementia tax. Excellent.
I can't believe how uncomfortable she looks ad-libbing.
Yeah.
She does need to do, I don't know, a circuit, some stand-up, a few months out doing the pubs, the small venues, get her confidence up, you know? Because she's a really impressive woman when she seems to have an autocue. Oh, she seems to be quite an impressive orator. And then take that away
I kind of like the idea that politicians should look like, you know, Theresa May and Jeremy Corbyn. I like the idea that they're not that polished. Otherwise, you put me in charge. I'm bloody good off the cuff.
I feel like there's a lot of lazy stereotypes about Jeremy Corbyn, like, oh, you know, Jeremy Corbyn's made out of hay. Jeremy Corbyn writes his emails by hand. Jeremy Corbyn is secretly the child from the TV show Woof, and at night time he turns back into a shaggy dog.
I do feel a bit sorry for politicians in a way, though, is because, like, whatever you say, they get 100% scrutinised, and these people that go into the thing and ask them questions, and they're so, like, righteous when they ask, well, why are you going to do this? What about you do about that? And I'd love to see a politician do a bit of research on them and go, yeah, it's fine, I don't know about... Well, you're going to clear out your shed. Months you've been saying you do that. Why don't you sort your shed out and come back at me with a question?
Phil, what do you think is going to happen in this election?
I'm really enjoying this election. It's really exciting now because it's unpredictable. It's like Game of Thrones, you know, in that I've not paid to watch it. But Theresa May is like Cersei. She's miscalculated the threat that the High Sparrow holds, you know, and the High Sparrow is obviously Jeremy Corbyn. And now she turns out he's embarrassing her in front of all of King's Landing.
Are you maybe a UKIP fan?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go to their rallies. I throw chow mein at them. And you know what? They eat it. They eat it. They're passionate, but they're hypocrites.
Rosie, who's the best party for disability benefits?
Why are you asking me? Rob has more problems than I do. No, that's the thing. I'm having a real nightmare applying for benefits because they sent me this massive form. So I thought, right, bugger you, and I hand wrote the whole form. And they rang me up and said, sorry, but we can't read your writing. And I went, oh, really? Maybe that's because I'm disabled.
OK, let's have a look and see if the election's up there. Of course, the election campaign's the most talked about thing. Choosing between the Tories, Labour, SNP, Lib Dem, UKIP, the Green Party and Plaid Cymru, it's like deciding which STI to get. A recent YouGov poll revealed that if only people under 40 were allowed to vote, Jeremy Corbyn would win. That said, if only people under 4 were allowed to vote, the next Prime Minister would be Peppa Pig. I think Theresa May seems a little artificial. It looks like the people who did my hair and teeth also did her personality. Aisling's team, what do you think the nation have been talking about over the last week?
I think that it was the season finale of football.
The season finale of football.
Oh, Jimmy, it's great news. Finally, after all these years, football's finished. We're done. It's over. Because sometimes I was watching football thinking, when will this ever be solved? But now I've been told that it's over.
Can I ask who done it? I didn't see it.
Wenger did it? Wenger was out.
Arsene Wenger.
Yes, Gabby.
We should probably ask Gabby about this
Gabby,
because...
what is football?
So the season is finished, and then every 2 years you get a complete break for a couple of months. Because there's no World Cup, there's no European Championship.
That's when I hit the clubs to look for the lads. There's leagues, cup leagues, like what?
Well, you have different leagues, and they all get winners. And then you have a cup competition that goes all through the season and finishes...
Who has the best cup?
That's the FA Cup, and that was won by Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, much to the annoyance of Chelsea, who won the league, obviously.
Yeah. Well, that's one each. That's fairer.
I don't really want to talk about the football, Jimmy, because I've got in a row. I've upset the entire town of Huddersfield.
Oh, no.
On
well,
Twitter.
I mean, if you're going to upset a town, not a bad one to pick.
You can't slag up Huddersfield.
Well, you can if you know anything about it.
Well, I lived in Huddersfield for 3 years, so I've earned the right to slag it off. You haven't.
So what did you tweet, Rob?
I was just annoyed that no proper clubs are getting promoted. It was all boring ones.
All I want is a proper club to be promoted. Aston Villa, Leeds, Nottingham Forest, the Sheffield clubs, come on, Huddersfield and Reading. Well, some people came back.
Oh, yeah, they went mental at me.
One person tweeted, all I want is for comedians to be funny. We can't have it all, though, can we, Milky Bar Boy? And then... my favourite, someone, I'm presuming from either Huddersfield or Reading, someone came back with, fuck off, teeth. Delightfully succinct.
I know. Well, Milky Bar Boy is so degraded, isn't it? Not even kid. Emasculated boy.
Rosie, do you follow football?
Well, to be honest, I don't know a lot about football, but I am an expert in dribbling.
Same. Christian, do you follow the soccer ball?
I've become a football fan because of my son, who's a big Liverpool fan, and so I've now become a Liverpool fan again.
How did they do in their soccer ball?
Oh, well, they made it through to well, almost to
the judges'
Champions
houses?
League. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if you got your kid into Liverpool or he got you into it. Take a look at what this dad did.
Liverpool kit.
Presumably those kids Huddersfield fans.
Who do you support, Gabby? Like, who's your team?
Oh, my team got promoted this season as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, Newcastle United.
Newcastle
See?
United.
I didn't know you couldn't do a Geordie accent.
Phil, you're not football-y, are you, sporty?
Well, Chinese people aren't really into football. It's so confusing because
They are. They're buying all the best players in the world.
they're trying to build it up, but traditionally it's tricky for us because red cards are good luck for us. So if someone does a bad challenge, the ref comes on and goes, "Good luck." You go, "All right, thanks, man," and you go. Pretty soon it's just 11 on 11 kung fu.
Gabby, what would be a good gateway sport for non-sporty cats like us?
I think you'd start off with the beach sports, bit of frisbee.
Frisbee.
That's not a sport.
Don't get the British Frisbee Association on your back.
I'll
Rob.
stick them on my Huddersfield
I'll tell
list.
you
Go
what.
fuck yourself.
Let's have a look and see whether the end of football is up there.
The end of football!
Yes, it's the end of the football season. Winning a place in the Premier League was worth £170 million to Huddersfield. For that kind of money, they could just knock it down and start again.
You can't say that!
I just did.
Damn it!
Fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get.
Is that the return of Love Island?
Oh, do you watch Love Island?
I quite like it, yeah. I quite like them to do a spin-off called Hate Island. And they put, like, Trump, Piers Morgan and Katie Hopkins on it with a velociraptor.
What is Love Island?
Oh, it's like a game show. It's a bit like Pass a Parcel, but the parcel is always a dick.
Well, talk us through the rules of engagement here.
There's, like, say, 5 gals and 6 guys, and they have to... Oh, my God, I love the show so much. They have to couple up at the start, and then there's one guy spare. And then over the course of the week, he has to try and sort of lure one of the gals to be his gal, and then the other guy will be voted off. And they all have to sleep together in the bed for the... I mean, it sounds really dark. They're forced to sleep together while we, the nation, watch it.
But they must get bored of shagging. Because it's just constant
Do they
shagging.
actually shag?
Do they actually have sex?
Oh, yeah, they do.
I'm shocked. This is television.
Yeah, this is when
It's
you're
on
on.
TV.
This is what I'm watching when you're doing your thing. What's mental is, though, like, that now, like, if you go to an old people's home, it's sort of, oh, that's Freddie, he served in Normandy. But what's going to happen when this generation gets to that age? Oh, see her over there? She got fingered by Callum Best in Fiji.
Phil, have you seen Love Island?
I used to live with Ian Sterling, who's the narrator on Love Island. So Ian's gone from the most sexless house in Britain to the most sexful house in the world. I watched a bit, I try and support my friends. But no friendship is that strong.
Do you know Ian Sterling? He's a comedian, and he's the guy. What's his accent? His
Scottish.
accent is
Scottish.
and now in Love Island, they're about to start the fingering game. Whoever fingers the most will be this week's king and queen and be immune from eviction.
Do they really have a fingering game?
They don't really have a fingering game, Gabby.
Actually, here's a fun fact. Fingering is the only thing I'm fast at.
You don't know where it's going to go. It's very exciting.
Imagine going in to clean the house. Oh, it'd be like that scene in E.T.
Yeah, if they go in there with one of those blue lights from CSI, it's going to be like Christmas.
I didn't know Jason Pollock was on it this year.
Jason Pollock.
Fuck!
Is he related to Jackson Pollock?
Shit!
Jason Pollock. You know Jason Pollock.
Fucking Jason.
I'm actually looking forward to the spin-off. It's actually a disabled special called Cripples with Nipples.
I think it's okay when she says it. OK. Well, I can tell you the return of Love Island is not up there. But if you've never seen Love Island, the concept is very simple. 11 people enter a villa and then each other. OK, fingers on buzzers. One more thing to get. What else have people been talking about? What do you reckon?
Is it Donald Trump and Covfefe?
This is Donald Trump breaking the internet, I believe, with a misspelt tweet. Here it is.
Covfefe.
Covfefe.
I think I went Covfefe all-inclusive in 2007. I was pissed most of the time, but I was sure it was Covfefe.
What do you think he was trying to say?
Somebody else came out and said he was supposed to be saying kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Or I thought it was coverage. The negative media coverage. And I think it was after a tweet, the phone's broke, and he can't access his account, he can't remember the password. And then 5 hours later, he deletes it, then he's back in the game.
Sean Spicer came out and said, oh, yes, but it might not make sense to you, but it made sense to the president and it made sense to a small group of people.
Well, we've got that clip. Here's what Trump's press secretary, Sean Spicer, had to say about Trump's tweet.
Do you think people should be concerned that the president posted somewhat of an incoherent tweet last night and that it then stayed up for hours?
No.
Why did it stay up so long? Is no one watching this?
No, I think the president and a small group of people know exactly what he meant.
I imagine the small group of people who know what he meant are the Kremlin. Maybe Covfefe is like a Russian code word for fire the missiles now.
What did you ask him if you interviewed him? Or have you interviewed him?
I have interviewed him. I interviewed him before he was president.
Oh,
before he was even...
And then your interview made him become president?
Well, it's interesting. These are the hard-hitting questions that you asked. Take a look.
Just finally, Mr. Trump, you're wearing a hat today, and obviously you're famous for your hair. Recently, you divulged the secrets of your hair to Rolling Stone magazine. I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind doing the same for us on television now.
Well, sure, I'd love to take off my hat. It's actually my hair, you know? I have lots of witnesses, so it is. But, hey, it's mine. It may not be pretty, but it's mine.
Some pretty hard-hitting journalism there. And you noticed he had a hat on almost immediately, so well done.
Nothing gets past me. The truth is, that's a 6-minute interview all about the Scottish National Party and the environment and his golf course. And you just used the little bit at the end that was meant to end with a laugh.
Yeah, because the rest of it was pretty dull. OK, it's easy to make a mistake when you're tweeting. Our politicians have done it. Ed Balls famously tweeted back in 2011, Ed Balls. After nearly 100,000 retweets, 28th of April became known as Ed Balls Day. This is my favourite ever fail on Twitter. So Susan Boyle's PR team sent Twitter into meltdown when they tweeted this. Susan will be answering your questions at our exclusive album listening party on Saturday. Send your questions to Sue's Anal Bum Party.
I love the fact that
that's glorious.
The anal bum party's got a headquarters.
Oh, it's important to be organised. Well, I can tell you that Donald Trump's misspelt tweet is not up there, but who knew Donald Trump couldn't control his hands? Literally every woman he's ever met. OK, fingers on buzzers, one more thing to get. What do you think, Rob?
Is it the old BA chaos?
Oh, yeah, this looked pretty miserable.
The whole weekend of no flights.
Yeah, and this is because...
We don't know. I mean, they claim it was a power surge, and everyone's going, what? Well, there wasn't a power surge.
No. I think they've got all their computers running off one extension lead for Costco.
It was the most massive malfunction, whatever it was, that there was no backup, though. You'd hope, wouldn't you, a company of that size and the scale of what it's got to do would have some kind of backup system.
The Daily Mail got outraged on behalf of everyone, as per usual, and they were like, oh, British Airways should drop British from their name. But, like, people were queuing on a bank holiday Monday, angry about the heat in small rooms. That's the most British thing I've ever heard. And I think they should just drop Airways and leave it as British. It's a British.
I think it was the only time Ryanair passengers have felt smug. Walking through the airport, like going, what's that, BA? You get 2 pieces of hand luggage. We get 1, but we get a fucking plane.
I never got the IT problem. Because why didn't they just turn it on and off again.
The problem with turning it off and then on again is in an airline, I think that's what Malaysian Air tried.
Bill, you must defend Malaysian Airlines.
The food is quite good.
I had a little touch of the Jimmy Carr lifestyle when we went to Alicante last week.
Oh, right.
I went on
fancy.
BA, and I
Go
took
on.
my parents. I've got them in, like, upgraded to the business. So it's not like proper business class, but you get a little bit more space at the front, a meal, and then you get to go in the lounge at the airport. I took mum and dad, and you should have seen them in that lounge. It was like Black Friday. It was a 6:30 a.m. flight, right? When we landed at 9, guess how many brandies my mum and dad? 7. She went, I'm getting me money's worth. She come out on a profit.
I once got so badly delayed in a lounge in Newcastle after a football match I was watching.
Newcastle United was playing. I don't believe
What are you doing?
And there were 4 guys and me in the lounge, and then they ended up putting us on a coach and taking us to Middlesbrough, and then putting us on and I ended up going out with one of the guys. I ended up having an actual relationship.
How long did you go out for?
Oh, a few months.
So what you're saying is a good alternative to Tinder is to go to Newcastle United for a match, then get on a replacement bus service. Chat. I mean, that's...
Aisling, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
But we're all thinking it. When you do a Newcastle accent, are you really trying to mock me?
It does sound like that. It sounds a lot like that. Let's have a look and see if the BA chaos is up there. Yes, it's the British Airways IT crash. At the end of that round, Rob, Christian and Rosie have 2 points. Aisling, Gabby and Phil have 1 point. Winner is the name of our final round. Here's your first one. Most embarrassing thing to happen at work.
When you go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like "Covfefe."
What's the worst thing that's happened to you at work, Gabby?
I coughed over the Chelsea manager Conte after the FA Cup final. It's quite embarrassing.
Did you get any spitty bits out?
I started having a proper coughing fit, but he carried on answering the question. And then I started pinching myself because I thought if I pinch myself, it might hurt more than the cough that wants to come out and I'll stop coughing. Oh, God. So I was closing my eyes and I was pinching myself and then I started crying. And then I thought, I'm going to have to cough. So I turned to cough, not knowing that his wingman was stood right behind me.
What do you mean he's wingman? Was he trying to chat you up? Phil, have you ever been embarrassed at work?
Well, I work on my own because I just sit at home and write things. So the only person I have to embarrass myself in front of is me, which does happen. Sometimes I'll catch myself naked and be like, oh, sorry. You know, sometimes I'll do a fart and no one fesses up to it. Or sending the email and forgetting the attachment. And then you have to send another one. Oh, the attachment might help, and it's just like, it's embarrassing.
Well, you're very close there with sending the email.
Maybe including the people it's about.
Yes.
What? Yeah, I'll give you that. Sending the email to the wrong person.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Stop.
Is that you don't think?
Stop. You're wrong. It's shitting yourself. If you shit yourself at work, that is the worst thing.
Classic number 2.
You're telling me that if you're at work at your desk and you shit yourself, that isn't as bad as going, oh, I'll send that to him.
How often do you think that happens?
I've never sent an email to the wrong person ever.
But you've shit yourself.
I've shit myself 2 or 3 times this week.
I can smell it.
OK, yes, the most embarrassing thing to happen at work is sending an email to the wrong person. A really embarrassing moment at work is when you're standing next to a guy at the urinal and you lose your erection. OK, another question. Top thing people wish they were better at. What do you think?
Having a bath.
What?
I can't work out how to clean myself. I can't work out how to do the cleaning. I never feel clean after a bath. I just sort of sit in it and in order to clean your bits, you can't just... If you put, like, the soap or, like, the shower gel on your hand and then you go in, it's sort of gone in the water before it's touched your skin. So you have to pop it out and just sort of go...
Sorry. When you're popping out to do the little clean, do you have to do that face? Because I think that face is the issue. I think
no
you're
one's
popping out.
watching me have a bath, so it don't matter what my face is doing, does it? It's just degrading. I don't like that. I'm no good at going upstairs. My legs ain't the right length for stairs. They're too long for one step at a time, but not long enough for two. So I have to lunge up or do little shuffles. Can't take memory sticks out of my computer. It tells me off. That was taken out unexpectedly. No, it weren't. I knew I was going to do it.
OK. Rosie, what do you wish you were better at?
This question annoys me because I'm perfectly perfect how I am. Why should I wish I was better at anything?
I mean...
Apart from online gambling.
Yeah, so you wish you were better at being lucky?
Yeah.
What thing do you wish you were better at? Gabby, what do you think?
Do you know, I've been running since I was about 1.
What from, Gabs?
You know, like, pretty much run my whole life, you know?
Yeah.
And I've never got any better at it.
Yeah.
So I said to Paula Radcliffe, well, how can I get better at running? I thought, I'll go straight to the top.
Yeah.
I worked with Paula. She gave me this, like, long technical answer that involved hard work. And I just thought, I'm going to carry on doing my loop.
Can you ask her what her most embarrassing moment at work was?
What do you think it was, Rob?
I'll tell you now, I ain't sending an email to the wrong person. Oh, I sent it to Flora instead of Virgin.
I think maybe I'd like to finally unsolve the mystery of how to wash a bowl after Weetabixes have been in it. Why? Why Weetabix? Why don't they use Weetabix to, like, put buildings together or bricks?
Have you tried not eating Weetabix? Because it doubles up, because Weetabix is disgusting.
Yes.
So, top thing people wish they were better at? No.
Sex.
Sex is number 8 on the list. Do you wish you were better at sex?
No, but I think other people should wish they were. Do you know, my mum's complete chat about the birds and the bees was when I was 15, and my sister and I were discussing sex, and she came into the bathroom and she just looked at me and she went, "How do you know you'll be any good at it?" And walked out. That was it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Well, she knew I was a very competitive person, so she put me off another 2 years, because I just wanted to make sure I nailed that. She was very clever.
What do you do at the gym to prepare for that?
Oh, no, it was more about watching, reading.
Oh, OK, yeah, the theory.
Yeah. Phil's got a lot of the theory. He could ace the theory.
Oh, God.
The practical, who knows? Any day now. OK, it's a school subject.
Maths.
It's something you would learn at school. No, it's not maths.
Languages.
Languages is exactly right. Yes, the top thing people wish they were better at is foreign languages. I'm fluent in the language of love, but sometimes I speak too quickly, and my girlfriend ends up having to chat to herself. Well, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Rob, Christian and Rosie have 2 points. Aisling, Gabby and Phil are the winners with 3 points. Thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night.